Hello, everybody. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Thank you for coming out tonight to our weekly YouTube channel, and it's alive. So that means that when you ask me a question, I will answer it by the end of our broadcast tonight. If it's your first time, my name is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creation. I'm an international fashion designer, and I'm here to help you with your journey on how you can make a living from the gift that the Creator above gave you. So I'm here to inspire you and here to teach you, and hopefully that you will seek coaching so you can get to the next level. Because, like we said, right, nobody got there by alone, and we can't get there alone. So we need help. And so I'm here to help you tonight. Before I get started, I'm going to go to a quick commercial break. These are some new arrivals. I'm going to get out the way so you can kind of see what we have tonight. These are fabrics that have just come in. And I like for you to see them before they actually get sold out. In fact, I have on a piece. I just took a half a yard, cut it in half, and made something to show. This is actually more like it may look navy, but it actually is a royal blue and white. And then we have here the bold pieces of design on this one. This is the one that I'm wearing tonight. I was actually making some reefs, so I thought I'll pull out a reef and put with here. So you can see I'm actually getting ready for Christmas, so I'm making Christmas wreaths out of African fabric. So I took one of the flowers. I like to have flowers that look really real and different blended of colors, how the flower comes to life. So I just put this on because it goes with this flower. And then we have this tribal piece right here. We have, that's live, everybody. That's when you know you live. Okay, this is a piece right here. This is a tribal piece right here. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it back over there. That's what I love about live. You actually have mistakes, and basically both most of the shows they do better when they're live because you can see that the person is human. And so this is a Janami print. It's a royal blue piece of fabric here. This is a tribal piece of cloth here. I may have 100 yards of each. So if you like to order a piece of this, let me know. This is another Janami piece. If you're just coming on, this is your favorite designer showing you what live looks like if you don't have a person to help you and the fabric falls out the rack. This is a yellow and black Janami piece. This is a fabric that I'm featuring tonight. If you like some, the number is 407-590-8767, and I will ship you however many yards you like. Like I said, I think I have maybe like 100 yards of each. And this is a piece that is designed from Mali. It looks like it's a Congo piece, but it's actually a design of real mud cloth from Mali. And this is a cotton print. So this is another piece that I'm showing you. So, like I said, commercial break. If you want something, you can have it. So, and this right here, what I did right here, I just cut a hole in the fabric, making a shrug. It can be a blouse or a jacket. I can cut it and put buttons on it. I can cut out the hole right here. When you say you can't sew without pattern, trust me. Get in a jam, you can sew without a pattern. So this is a fabric. I said, this will work. Put my little flower with it. I'm making wreaths tonight. So that's where we are. So anyway, that's a commercial break. Anything that you do that can help support the channel, I will. I know some will say how much. If you are a member, you get a discount. If you're a non-member, you get a regular price, which is $16.95. For those who say that's too much, I like to buy real fabric from real people that have real connections and that have a lot of money. So when I buy 100 yards. I don't like to buy when I buy is a few yards because what I'm gonna tell you tonight gonna blow your mind. So hold on to that thought. Why we buy, how we make it. The title tonight is, would you go to the ocean with a thimble? If you don't know what a thimble is, raise your hand. Let me know if you don't know what a thimble is. Now, this is a sewing channel, but it's also an inspirational channel. And it is a channel to help you get through your life, your creativity life, to make your goals become a reality. It's a channel to help you change your mindset. It's a channel to get you where you never thought you'd be able to go. You never thought you'd be able to eat. You never thought you'd be able to live or even do anything. It's just a great channel. If I wasn't alive today and I was just born and I started sewing, I would want to have a channel like, I would want to watch someone like myself. And that's just how into it that I am. I'm not going to assume, I'm going to actually see, can I actually, I'm going to actually see what I can show. If you don't know what a thimble is, I'm going to show you real quick. A thimble is just a little small piece of metal that you put your finger in. So when you start sewing, you don't prick your finger. Okay. It could be even something like this, like a little cap that you could put your finger in. So if you're doing a lot of hand sewing, you don't keep pricking your finger and put a lot of holes in your finger. So that's what a thimble is. And most of the time it's out of metal, but it can be a hard plastic or it could be a soft plastic. But that's what a thimble is. I want you to remember that. Do not go to the ocean with a thimble. I just think about that. Just think about that. You're going out on this ocean and you're asking for some help. And you're making excuses, basically. Saying, okay, I need some help. You're going through distraught. You're trying to figure it out. The bills are coming in. They're coming in, instead of coming in 30 days, they're coming in every 5 days, every 15 days, every 10 days. And you're getting overwhelmed. And then you got to let something go, you think. And you go to the beach and you start praying and you start saying, okay, now I need some help. And you go to the ocean and you ask for some help. And what you ask for might be this small. It might really be this small. You just go and you ask for that. But what you fail to look at all the way around you, this big old ocean of opportunities, this big old sea of things that can get you there, get your community there, and lift you up abundantly well, and that you'll be known beyond your years of life. And you just see, but no, I don't want that much. All I deserve is just a little bit. So you just go to the ocean with just give me a little bit, Lord, just give me a little bit. Whoever your Messiah is, whoever you worship, even if it's yourself, if you just think that you know it all, just go to the ocean and say, I just want a little bit. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get just what you asked for, just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all you're going to get. And guess what? Next week is going to be worse. And you're going to say, man, that was so fast. I should have asked for more. And then you'll get more. And then you ask for more. But you're still asking just for a little bit. You're not asking for more than enough. You're not asking for more than enough. I want to share something with you. When I first started, this is a picture. I just found this picture just a couple minutes ago before I came live, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I didn't want to work for this job anymore. So I put everything in my car, not in my car. Actually, I flew to this event. I put everything in garment bags and I flew to a place called Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I met some phenomenal people, and I went there and I was at the National Black Journalists Conference, where some of those people still are my clients. So I went to Wisconsin and I was there in July. This time of the year, I was there in July 2002. Okay. I had no idea that I was sitting on a gold mine. I had no idea that my hands would bring me all the things that I have accomplished materially. I mean, materially. I just had no idea. I just knew I had to do it, right? So I went to this conference. I want you to see how my booth looked. This is a mess. This is a hot mess. I would never do. This was my look. I was just like, I'm going somewhere. They said people over there buying. I'm in Florida. You know where Wisconsin is from Florida? It's way up there. I said, I'm going. I don't care. I went by myself. I got on a plane. I grabbed all my stuff, put it in about 6 garment bags. I didn't have enough money to tip the sky cap, so I gave him a CD. He's still my client today. And I went there and I sat at my booth. Look at my booth. This is me 24 years ago in my booth. If you look real close, I didn't even have a hat rack. See my hats back here? My hats right here. I got them pinned to the curtain that I put up. I got a little doll right there. See the little dolls I showed y'all when I was in my house in Atlanta? Look at the doll. I got a doll. I got on the outfit I made. I got on a head wrap. I got a poster of myself in the corner. I got a little poster of myself showing you I do all kinds of wares. And someone took this picture of me working in this booth that was probably about an 8x8 foot booth. It was just enough for a table and me to go around. And I had a little bit of clothes hanging on a little rack. This is the little rack on this side. And if you look at this picture from 24 years ago to where I am today, you would just like, ain't no way. Did you come from that? And I blew my business up and I just kept going and traveling and going all over the world. And I just started selling my wares. And I made it from every place. I'm talking about there was no money for me to get home, y'all. I just said, I'm going. I just went and I just had a faith. And I took my sewing machine and I always took a bag of fabric. And I said, if they don't like what I have, I'm going to sew it. I'm going to make what they want overnight and I'm going to deliver. And that's how I got home and had extra money, like literally thousands of dollars because I carried a little sewing machine with me. Then I had listened to my aunt one time, and my aunt is a farmer. She's a great farmer. And my aunt said, if you ever want to see the world, you got to get on 2 wheels. I'm like, 2 wheels? She said, yeah, you need to get on a motorcycle. You need to go see the world. She said, I wish I could do that. If you get on a motorcycle, you go see the world, don't cost you that much money. So I always had that in the back of my mind. So about 5 years later, I said, I'm going to go learn how to ride a motorcycle. I'm going to ride all over the world and I'm going to get away from work. Because what happened, I was making so much money sewing, I needed a break. So my break was to get on my motorcycle and ride all across the country, right? So what I would do, I would make some things and put on my back on my side of my motorcycle. So when I got there, I could sell it to other bikers and I could make sure I had enough money to come back home. So this is my first motorcycle picture. And this is actually a friend's motorcycle, but I have actually 3 motorcycles now. But this is me on looking at a pond, trying to look sexy on a motorcycle. I got some mud cloth on my pants. And I sold so many of these things that guess what? I got so busy with the motorcycle. I said, wait a minute. I want to have fun. I don't want to sew all night. So I would actually strap my sewing machine on my motorcycle, ride to motorcycle events, sew up all their stuff, making patches, making clothes, and go home and then come back to work my business. So what I'm here to tell you, there is no way I could do this if I went to the ocean with a thimble. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because tonight, before we move on, we're in July of 2026. I shouldn't date my video, but I want you to know because when you see this video and you see us progress and you go back, you can see where we've come from as a channel of live audience. Tonight, I want you to know, whatever you want, stop it. Stop putting limits on what you can do, what you can buy, where you can be, where you can live, where you can eat. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just give yourself a break of being negative. I mean, some of you may say, well, I'm not negative, Miss Evelyn. I'm doing okay. But you're not at your full potential. You put limits on yourself. You're putting so many limits on yourself that you don't even know you in your own way. You're in your own way. You're going to the ocean with a thimble. I just need a little flour. I just need a little egg. I need a half an egg to make my cornbread. I just need a little bit. And your little bit keeps getting little and little because guess what? Everything is getting more expensive. So when you buy fabric and you know you want to make some money, go out on a limb. Don't go by 1 yard. Don't go by 2 yards. If you see a fabric that you like and you go buy this fabric, this is with anybody with any craft. When you go buy nails, can you buy 1 nail? You got to buy a whole box of nails. 250 nails. You might only want 1 nail, but when you go to buy a nail, you cannot buy 1 nail. You have to buy a box of nails. When you go buy bread, you cannot buy 1 slice of bread. You got to buy a whole loaf of bread. So when you go into the ocean, you got to think bigger. You got to make more items. You got to go with some gusto. You got to go and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm available. Please support me. Please support me. I have something good for you." Now, let me tell you why we don't do that before I do the roll call. Why we don't do that. And if you're watching me and you're not in the United States, you may not understand what I'm about to say. When you're in the United States, you have so many opportunities. You have money coming at you everywhere, even if it's not tangible money. Like you might get a Social Security check. You might get a retirement check. You might get, we say EBT or EDT. You might get food assistance. You might get a stipend from something. But there's not too many Americans that don't have money coming in from someplace, even if it's your paycheck. You can work before your shift. You can work after your shift. You can always make money in the United States. Think about that while I take a drink of water. Excuse me. Commercial break. You may say, Miss Evelyn, no. If I don't go to work, I don't get paid. Okay, you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Somebody's going to get paid. Somehow money is going to come. Somehow the lights are going to be cut on. Somehow the car is going to have gas in it. Somehow there's going to be some money for food, And the reason that I say this, I want to say this first because I don't want to hear no more excuses. I'm being frank. I don't want to hear no more excuses because back in the day, when people really went to church, they never had to have a funeral policy. They never had to have a burial policy. I'm actually a living person of that, meaning that my grandfather went to a church where they all put money in for their children, grandchildren, and unborn great-great-great-grandchildren to have a place to be buried. Back in the day, they would take a penny from every person and they'd put it in a fund for burial. So whenever somebody died, they didn't have to go look for money. They didn't have to ask for money. They just put a penny a day. Go research it. Research it. Don't believe me. Go research it. They only put a penny a day to have a funeral. And they didn't know when they were going to die. And everybody in the church came to church and they gave their money. And they did susus and they did things to make things happen. If you were going to go into business, there was money there to put into you to grow a seed. Because you always came to church. You always gave tithing. You never had to pay the preacher to come to nothing because you was always there. Unfortunately, COVID has happened. And a lot of us have gone to online church. Okay. But still, if you are a United States citizen, there are ways you can make money. As soon as you get up out your seat, you can go sell a drink. from your house. You can make a cake. You can make a pie. You can do whatever you need to do. Okay. In other countries, like I've gone to other countries, you can't do that. You can't sell after a certain time. You can't make money after a certain way. You only could make what you can make, and you had to figure it out. Like either farming your own food, and if your farm didn't go, you didn't have it. So what I'm saying is, I'm preaching to the choir, which means that we make too many excuses about why we can't get to a certain place, and we have the skill set, and we go into the ocean. We're going to the ocean with something like this. Okay, we just going asking for just, can I just get a morsel? Can I just get a morsel? You know, a morsel gonna have you hungry in 5 minutes, right? Or less. Can I just get a drop? Can I just get a drop? Can I just get my lips moistured? So what I'm saying to you today, we're in a war, and the war is getting tougher. And I'm looking at this, and you know, when the war is happening, that means that everybody's bill is going to be higher. Everybody's going to have to pay more. And it's not ironic that they wait till after the 4th of July. It's not ironic where they wait till the flights calm down and the everybody's home and you're not traveling and you're just, you know, you just calming down now that we're just okay, we're over the holiday. Now let's start just doing this war. Of course, I'm not for war. Of course, I'm for a peace. But of course, we know we have to pay for it. So if you're sitting and you're cozy, I'm here to nudge you tonight. I'm here to nudge you to follow your gift. Ask for the sale. Be prepared for the sale. Be prepared for more than you think that you can even make. Okay? So you're in your house and you're cozy and you can just sell a little bit just to get by. A little bit to just get by. And if you're not even selling at all, I'm really after you. Shake up. I'm shaking you up. I'm shaking you up. Let's do this. Let's get more than abundantly, because no matter what happens, right? No matter what the situation, if we have a hurricane, volcano, sinkhole, earthquake, the holidays are coming and people will spend money. People will spend money and people will need money. Okay? So if you need money, then you got to prepare. And if you're preparing, you got to spend. And if you spend, you're going to make. Money doesn't stop. You know, even if you put money in the bank, they still drawing interest off that. That's like when they say if you got to keep a $10,000 balance, the reason they want to have a $10,000 balance because they can take that, say this is how much capital we have. Now we can make money on stock market with your money. So your money is always moving. And if you think it's not moving, let it sit there. It'll decrease. It'll have less value and less value until you take that money and turn it into something that is tangible, something that's going to make somebody feel better, look better, hear better, think better, present better, sing better. Everybody needs clothes. Everybody needs something that has sentimental value. Today, I even shocked myself. We had some kids to rob us in the mall this last week. They came in and they was trying on jewelry and they ran out the mall. Okay. The guy that had sold the jewelry has cameras and the cameras caught them. They came in, they were black males with flip-flops and socks, no mask, t-shirt, wife beater t-shirts and shorts. Typical young African-American child out for the summer. So they came and told me, Miss Evelyn, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no. They told me. I said, oh my God. They showed me the film. I said, oh my God. Okay. So long story short, they put it on the news. They didn't put it on the news. They put it on the local police Facebook page. It got like almost 2 million views. People knew the people. They just said their name. 2 days later, here come the coach of one of the kids. Here come the mom of one of the kids begging the store owner not to prosecute their child. All right. So now, because you've seen that, you feel like, oh my God, it's in the police hands. So today, this little kid came in the store, about 6 foot, thin, kinky hair, came in, and he wanted to see some of my jewelry. And he wanted me to take it at the counter. So I'm already saying, oh my goodness, do I have to beat his behind? You know what I mean? I'm like, do I have to beat his behind? I like, because he ain't gonna take me, right? I was profiling. I'm guilty. I was profiling because this just happened last week. Same type of kid, looking young, attractive, young black kid like this. So we got to stop profiling. Anyway, I said, I will not let you try on the jewelry. I said, do you have the $35? He said, no, I don't have the $35. I said, well, when you get the $35, come back here and I'll know you're serious about buying the product. Because the way my back was turned and the way the door was open, he could have snatched it and ran out the door, right? Now, I ain't got time to run down nobody, but if I had to, I would, right? I said, nah, it ain't a day for me. It ain't a day for me. So anyway, long story short, the kid didn't leave the store. He just kept going around the store. I said, you're on the ladies' side. Are you looking for a gift? No, I'm just looking. So, he's just in the store. He's in the store for about 20 minutes. So later what happened, he went over to our domestic side and he started looking at hair products. And then I looked at him really good. I said, you have some skin blemishes. You should probably try the black soap. So we became like friendly. He said, what about it? Tell me about it. And then he said, well, I don't have enough money. I got to call my mom to send me some money through Cash App, blah, blah, blah. And then so he looked at everything. I said, everything that you want is about $45. He said, okay, I'm going to transfer it from my savings. I'm like, what? So he transferred it from his savings and he bought the product. So it was a good day because I didn't have to beat him up. I didn't have to run him down. I was wrong. But what average kid comes in the store that's not on their cell phone, that walks around for 20 minutes and it's all lady stuff? And he left the man's side and came to this side. And I was just like, and I told the store manager, he came in later. I said, I'm so glad that turned out that way. I said, because first of all, I was profiling because he wanted jewelry and he didn't have any money. He said he didn't have any money. Second of all, he looks the same profile. And he stayed so long in the store with no questions. He didn't say, I want something for my grandma. I didn't want something. I mean, it was like there was no reason for him to be in the store that long because it don't take that long, right? And then when I did it, I just thank God for that. I thank God that the kid was a good kid. And when he was leaving, he said, Miss Evelyn, is that your name? I said, yes. He said, I'm on the basketball team and I'm gonna be playing basketball. And I said, well, do you have a job? He said, no, I don't have a job. My parents want me to keep practicing basketball. I said, oh, okay. I said, that's good. So he has a choice between two high schools to go to. And he was just wandering around. I said, well, when you make some money, somehow come back and get the rest of the products for your hair. He was like, good. But I'm just saying that to let you know, if you have a child or a grandchild or a great grandchild, even if you are the same color, we profile. We automatically profile. If the child doesn't come straight and say, I want to buy this, because usually our children are impatient. They see what they want to buy it. Usually if they got the money, they ask for the price before you bring it out, and they'll know if they got enough money. But if they start asking for something and you don't know if they have enough money, how would I know? It's none of my business, right? So we have to make sure we train these children that they will be profiled and their lives could be ruined if they get with the wrong kid. Now, the two kids that robbed, we had 3 robberies in one day. 1 at JCPenney's and 2 in the jewelry court. And the kid that got robbed, the kid that robbed JCPenney's grabbed something They caught him before he got out of J.C. Penney's. They put handcuffs on him, and he was so embarrassed and he was so upset that he started jumping and banging himself on the wall as if the police had beat him. He just banging himself on the wall, so they had to take him in a stretcher. But I'm saying that because our kids are bored. They need to be working. They need to be learning how to work instead of just out, because other countries, their kids are working in the summer. They're not home bored, sitting and watching TV. And the other two kids, one of them was on his way to be a superstar on his football team. And the coach came and begged, this guy has all kind of potentials. He could be an NFL draft. A college draft. Could you please not ruin his life? So the coaches, the parents was crying and, oh, I can't believe this is my child. But this is the problem, everybody. What if there was no cameras? What if there was no cameras, and what if there was nobody that saw the people's face that could identify them? And they could have kept on robbing. And that's where my husband come in. He said, if those kids wouldn't have got caught, it would have got them more stronger to try it again. And that's how they start. They start small, snatch and grabs, and they get more, they get to do it more. They feel like they can do it more. So I'm saying that to say to you, if you're selling things and they snatch and grab, let it go. I probably would have let it go. I probably wouldn't have ran after him. But you never know, because you'll be like, what? Now, the lady that was robbed, she ran after them. She couldn't catch them. She could not catch them. They ran out, the doors open. They had a getaway car. They were gone. They were gone. So it was like, oh my goodness. So if you have children and grandchildren and they're not working, even if you just say, baby, watch who you with, sweetheart, if you can't afford it, don't go in the store. If you have it, put it back, ask what it costs. If you don't have the money, put it back. Don't ruin your life, because you see what happened in Texas. They're giving maximum sentences for mistakes, for mishaps. Okay, so I'm off on a rant, but I think it's important for us to know, because a lot of you have children and grandchildren and cousins and nieces. And if we don't protect them, who will? If we don't teach them how to have their gift together and learn how to make some money with their hands and then spend it with somebody, who will? So we have to be the good stewards. And if I have a platform and I can help somebody, I want to help somebody. So that we can make sure that our children and grandchildren, it doesn't matter even the color. They just happen to be African American. It doesn't matter what the color is, just a matter that we address it and we see it. And we have mothers crying and coaches crying, and now over 2 million people know them. Even if they're forgiven and gotten off, the video will be out there forever. It will be out there forever. And they got arrested. So they have a record now forever. So we got to be careful. Okay, the stars of tonight. We're going to get a softer note after this. The stars of tonight. We have one new member. I want you all to ring the horn for the new member, and her name is Denise Watson. Miss Denise, we want to welcome you to the Evelyn's Creations channel, where we touch on a little bit of everything, but most importantly, it's about inspiring your gift and getting to the next level. We are with you, so keep staying and watching the channel. Go watch some of the old videos, and we got you, okay? We got Marion Masterpiece Designs, Life versus Living by Lorraine, Cindy Soul Boho, Indigo Silk, Miss Liz Wilson, Pink Pizzazz Boutique, Queen of Hearts, Mildred Desserts, Soul Pearl Creations, Dewana Green, Patricia, Blessings, Mary Jones, Gwendolyn Member Stars, Daughters of Zion Creations, Sharon Courts, Constance Clinton, Awanda Brown, Tracy Davis, Jean Robinson, Ellen Banks, Alessandra Barnhart, Michelle Stringer, Giannis Hodgepodge, Bernice Thompson, Carolyn Worrell, Nina Rose Treasures, Lurleen Rockingham. I like that ham. Lumen Laser, Angela Hamilton, Miss T from the SIP, Linda Brown. And I want you to know, I don't make sure I did it. Did I do Yana Hodgepodge, Bernice Thompson? I don't remember saying those names, but I want to make sure that you all know that I love you dearly. Girlfriend had a birthday. God, look at me, y'all. I had a birthday, and I thank you for my birthday. And I had a great time. I went to this restaurant that was called Mango. It's a new Caribbean restaurant. When I went in the restaurant, I had never been there before. Got clients go there all the time. I went in the restaurant and I just got valet parking. They had a big band on the outside. They had a band as soon as you go in the front. They had everybody was wearing leopard. That's how you say it. Leopard. They were wearing leopard. The restaurant was so nice. It had palm trees everywhere inside. It had 3 decks, the live entertainment, and the tables had lamps on them, and they had cushions. We call them pillows in the South. They had excuse me. They had cushions all on the chairs and the couch, and I was like, oh, I mean, they were singing, they were every song that they sang, I knew every word. I knew every word to the song. I loved the beat. And I was like, And then before you know it, let me tell you something. Now they say opposite attract. I'm like, I'm getting into it. And when they brought you the drinks, they brought you 4 at one time. They brought you 4 drinks at one time. I hadn't even started drinking. I was gonna drink a little sip and a little sip, and a little sip. I hadn't even had a drink. It was margaritas, by the way. So it's not like a guzzler. It's like a shake, a frosty, or icy, or anyway. But anyway, I was having a good time. I just turned 60. I said I wanted to go dancing. My husband don't dance. So he was like, you want to do what? So my husband don't dance. So I'm up there, I'm in the chair. You know how you can dance good in the chair? I was dancing good in the chair. And next thing you know, these 2 little hot mamas come out of there. They got like this size 2 bodies. And they was doing this dance. And before you know it, they said, come help us dance. I'm like, who? Okay, let's do it. So I went out there and they started doing the moves. And I know how to do the Michael Jackson. I know how to do the jerk. I know how to do it. And then somebody, I told you, never go somewhere, somebody always watch it. Somebody was all the way upstairs watching me, filming me, and they came down and said, I know you. Here's your video. And they said, what's your phone number? My husband was like, oh God, here she go again. I can't believe it. But anyway, I had a wonderful time. And I'm going to tell you what was nice about this dinner. When you go to the bathroom, I'm gonna tell you when you know you go somewhere really nice. When you go to the bathroom and there's a tenant in the bathroom, and you wash your hands, you use the bathroom, you wash your hands, and then when you wash your hand, the tenant gets up and they come to give you a nice warm towel to wipe your hands dry. And I felt so bad because I didn't have no money to give her. There's a little tip bar. But I just felt like, oh my goodness, this is really nice. I felt I deserve this. I deserve to be pampered. And then they come over and they sing your birthday, happy birthday and everything. And then, of course, you got more food you can eat. Take 3 days to eat that food and you bring it home. And then you just say, thank you, dear. Thank you for taking me somewhere that was really nice. But when I got inside and I saw it was all African, and it had all of the pillows. Every chair had a pillow. These fake palm trees was all everywhere, and all of that. And the lady was good that was singing, and then the band was awesome, and then the dancers came out, and then at 9 o'clock they take away everything. So if you really want to get down and cut the rug, you can cut the rug. But at first, if you go before 9, it's like nice and mellow. They still got a good band and they move out a few chairs. So that's why if you saw my video, I was up there. I had on Miss Ellen's earrings and I had on her bag. I said, Miss Ellen, I got you. I had made me an outfit to go with it. I had it where it was like frilly everywhere. So I had made me an outfit to go with the bag and earrings, but I had a good time. And I just want to thank you because it's great to get the thank yous for your birthday. It's great to be appreciated, and it is great to take time to go. So that was the birthday for me and my husband. And then so the next one, if you saw this crazy video that had like alligators, I've always been fascinated by alligators. So my nieces took me to Gatorland to see all these alligators. It's 40 acres of alligators in Florida. They're called our living dinosaur. So we went to the alligator park and saw these alligators. You know, when people get hurt by alligators, you don't even realize how they can jump. These alligators was jumping out for the chicken. I mean, they were like monsters. Alligator head was like almost 4 feet long and huge and big. And they've been on here for 138 million years. And and it's like, and to see the white alligators and the albino alligators and the biggest rodent in the world. I mean, you talking about a rat. The biggest rodent in the world is as big as the biggest hog. So anyway, I was fascinated by alligators. They took me out to the alligator farm, but I would not eat no alligator. I said, nah, I'm not gonna eat no alligator. But what I love about watching animals? I love the fact that you can see textures and designs. You can see creativity from how their skin is made and how their body is made. And I would look and I was fascinated on seeing, look how far we've come and look at all these animals that's been here way before us and their lineage of their huge great ancestors, and just seeing that all these, and Florida is the largest population of alligators all over. There were Cuban alligators, Australian alligators, there were crocodiles. I mean, it's enough. It was enough that I don't have to go back again. But it was beautiful. It was great to be with the young ones, the youngins. Okay, Auntie, let's take you to Alligator Farm. Okay, let's go. So of course my husband said, "No, baby, you do that yourself. I don't want to see one." So anyway, I want to tell you tonight the topic. The topic says, "Don't go to the ocean with a thimble." And the reason I chose this topic is because for those who are getting coaching, I want to applaud you. And then we got a member, Constance is back with us. She's getting up there. She's getting her coat. I call you back at 1 in the morning or text you back at 1 in the morning. I answer your call at 9 o'clock at night. I answer your call at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I answer your call at 10 at night. I want you to succeed. And so Constance has been talking to me late after the store closed. We're getting her she got her site up. She's getting ready to put things in. She's been verified that she's a real person. She's getting ready to load her items up. She's getting ready to be on the platform with 63 million people. Is Constance, are you on tonight? I don't know if she's on tonight. I've told her she showed up, I will call her. But what I want you to know is that when you get to coaching, you're going to have a million questions. It's not easy, but you can do it. Listen to me. You know when you got that phone? When you got your phone, everybody that's on here tonight, you probably have a cell phone. If you don't have a cell phone, you probably have had one. A cell phone is almost like your driver's license today. But anyway, when you got your cell phone, do you realize when you get your cell phone, it don't have no directions? It don't have no instructions. It don't have nothing but a bill that's going to come at you every time you use it monthly, right? So you have to figure it out. You don't know how to do this, how to do that. And the person might show you a few things, but they give you that cell phone and you go and you have to figure it out. And the cell phones cost you like $1,000 because the cell phone is actually your laptop. It's a mini laptop. It's a mini computer. It's actually your money maker. So if you got a phone, you can pay for coaching. That's right. I said it. If you got a phone, you can pay for coaching. Because let me tell you why you can pay for coaching. Because you can call somebody. You can say, "Hey, I got something you need." You can say, you can send a picture. You can buy minutes if you're on a minute phone. You can text. Do you know how many times you get a phone call from spam that you don't want, you don't need, you don't care, you just want them to go away? They don't give up, right? So you send these to people that know you, your items. I'm looking at Miriam is sending me pictures of dinner rolls and cakes and all these delicious items. That's money. That's a way out of no way. Okay, this day I do this. This day I do that. You know, you go to a restaurant. This is the day we have sweet potato pie. This day we have fried fish. This day we have spaghetti. This day we have what is it? Meatloaf. You can have days that you have certain items and you can sell it. So this is what I want you to know. If you're still with me so far, I gotta tell you some good news. And I gotta tell you something. To some of y'all, it's gonna be some scary news. Okay, if you are watching me and you're starting to get yourself ready to make money and you're in coaching, and I told you to try to get to 10 items, try to get to 10 items. Okay, so I'm going to grab this piece of fabric right here. I'm going to grab this piece of fabric. Okay, so this is 6 yards of fabric, right? So today, actually, it was after I talked to y'all last week. And I'm always learning. I'm always trying to keep I'm always keeping my skills sharp because I want to give you the latest and the best. Like these fabrics right here, if you haven't seen them, they'll be out this fall and this winter. So that's why I'm showing you something that you probably haven't seen before. But these are the colors that's coming. It's actually 200 different prints that's coming out. So I'm going to show you a little bit at a time. But anyway, what I'm saying is I was telling you all to be prepared to make 10 items to make money. Now it has escalated. It has escalated from 10 items to 20 items. If you make 20, if when you put something up and you have 20, you're going to make more money than if you say you have 10. So that's what I'm saying. So I need you to work on your gift, work on your skills. So when you start buying your supplies, don't buy enough to make 2. Don't buy enough to make 10. Buy enough to make 20. Okay. So I'm going to show you some sneak behind the scenes on what I just sold that I had to say I could make 20 of. Okay. So this is what I just sold online so far. Okay. This is a shawl that I make. It's all mud cloth shawl. All right. Need to make 20. This here is a hat that I sell every week. Okay. I need to be able to make 20. This is a piece that's going to Switzerland. Okay. It's a long shawl. I have to have 20. All right. This is a hat for hair, lock hair. All right. So this fabric, I need to have it so I can make 20. Now, this is a lady, she bought 3 of my hats. Actually, she bought 6, but this is on one site that she got. She bought 3 of these hats. Okay. I need to be able to make 20. So what happens when you can say that you make 20? The algorithm will put you, instead of you being like on page 40 or on page 1, you won't be down to page 999. So what they're saying right now is they're saying that we want to go with serious people that's committed to their craft. So if you took this piece of fabric right here and say if you made headbands or like say if you're making pet clothing, okay, do you have enough to make 20? Do you have enough to make 20? Okay. Now, will you make 20 all at one time? Maybe, maybe not. You may say they might, like when you first start selling, they may buy 1 or 2 and they'll see if you deliver. They'll see if it's the quality. They'll see if it, is it foul? Does it have mites? Does it have elasticity? You know what I mean? So when people buy your item for the first time, you say, well, Evelyn, I only sold 1. Well, If you sell one and they haven't responded to you in 10 days saying they like it or they don't like it, you can actually nudge them and say, hello, did you get everything? Is it okay? If you like everything, would you please leave me a favorite review? So the algorithm will tell them one item has sold, but you can ask for the review. When you get the review and the review is good, then the algorithm going to send you more business. And they'll say, this is a popular item. And then it'll say hard to find. And then they're going to want to buy another one, right? Now check this out. Even if you get a bad review, it can also increase your sales. Because there's always two sides to every coin. So if you get a bad review, don't do this. Don't go under the covers and feel like life has left you and you can't believe it. Okay? When you get a bad review, learn from the review. Keep it coming, right? Keep it coming. And I guarantee you, if you get a bad review, it will not stop you from selling that item. When you sell that item, someone say, well, is it really like it is? Or are you sure? You know, what's the size? Blah, blah, blah. Respond to them. Ching, ching. Respond to them. Ching, ching. And so next thing you know, you got 5 people that bought that same hat, scarf, jacket, pet clothing. Okay, you got 5 people. And then you got a week to get them 5 items. Then bam, then you got 5 more people and you making more money. So what's really happening to you all is everything is going to those, my favorite word, going to those who got some skin in the game. They got some skin in the game. In fact, sometimes you can have so much skin in the game, you're ashy, you're bleeding. You like, oh God, you got to help me because I done spent all my money. But you know what happens when you start getting coaching? You don't worry about money. What did she say? What she mean? You don't worry about no money? Is she crazy? No, you don't worry about money because you know what? You're gonna show up every day. And when you get the coaching, you're going to know how to get credit cards. And it's not your money anymore. It's your business money. And the reason you can't get ahead, you know why? Let me tell you after this water break. The reason you can't get ahead because you're spending your own money, y'all. You're spending your own money. When you spend your own money can only go so far because you got to realize when you spending your own money, it's just for you to survive. It's not for you to thrive. When you work a 9 to 5, I don't care if you make $200,000 a year. You know why? Because when you make $200,000 a year, you buy a more expensive car, you buy a more expensive house, you have more children, you have more debt, and you still at the same level at the pay scale. 20%, 15% above being underwater, right? But when you got your gift, you can make money all day, all night. It don't stop. So you have to learn how to get the coaching so you can get you some business credit. And when you get the business credit, when that fabric come up, okay, I like this. I'm going to try it out. I'll take 6 yards. But when you scared, ooh, oh no, I'm going to make it. Can I have a half a yard? Can I have a yard, please? No, you can't have no half a yard. You have to buy at least a yard. But don't stay on a thimble. Stretch. Because you know what? Anybody who has made it has had debt. You cannot. You have constructive debt and you have critical debt. Critical debt is when you get a car and car insurance and you work 40 hours and you're living at home and you can barely make it. Because you bought a car you couldn't afford, you got insurance you can't afford, and you can't afford to pay your parents no money. And then next thing you know, most of those people end up going to the military. Or they stay permanent children in the home, right? Unfortunately. But when you get a car that you can afford, that you can pay off with cash, when you get insurance that you can afford, then you can think you're not just running out the hours. When you have a lot of debt, you're just running out the hours. If you got a controlled income, you just waiting on the mailman or you waiting for direct deposit. But when you get up and you see that you can make it, if you took this right here If you took this right here, even with it just cut and the ends are not sewn, you could go walk around and sell this and it's unfinished. So what I'm saying is, get off of the low mind thought process. Get off the low mind. Get off the woe is me. Get off as I can't make it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. No, if you want $100 a day, you go to bed, you think about it, you ask yourself, okay, God, where can I get this $100 and make this pain go away? I guarantee you can figure it out. You can figure it out. You can figure out what you can sell, what you can do, what you can make. What skills can I loan to someone to pay me for that? And when you do that, just keep doing it. So if you go to the gas station and you cut yards, do you only get enough to fill the lawnmower, or do you get more than enough? If you went to the gas station and you only had just a thimble, you only get enough just to probably do your front yard. So you got to start saying, okay, you know what? If I want to be blessed, I got to think bigger. I got to work smarter. I got to prep harder. I got to do what I got to do to get where I want to go. And I want to do it now. Right now, I'm not playing. I'm sick and tired of sick and tired of sick and tired. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this today. If you got to wait till everybody go to sleep and start making your jewelry, you got to wait till everybody go to sleep. Start prepping your hats, prepping your aprons, prepping your draperies. And you say, okay, I got this many drapers. When you put that online, I'm telling you, and I want to be clear, it's not any line. It's not any online. It's a special online that will get you to places you want to go. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Last week it was Germany. Germany was buying. Look at this right here. This was in Switzerland. I'm nowhere near Switzerland. I'm nowhere near Switzerland. How am I going to get that sale? What if I didn't have the fabric? What if I didn't have enough? If I didn't have enough, I would have to refund the order, and then I'll be like under the cover again. I can't believe somebody want that and they're not around the corner. If you're looking for your sales in your front yard, you're going to be limited. If you're looking for sales from the sides of your house, you're going to be limited. If you're looking for sales in your backyard, you're going to be limited. Okay? So what you got to do is you have to, if you want to grow, whether it's with me or someone else, you need to get the coaching you need to find the clients that's looking for you. There is no shortage of clients. Listen to me. There's no shortage of money, and there's no shortage of clients. There is no shortage. If you ever saw anyone get ahead, they were doing something with their gift. Even if it was talking. If they can sew, if they could do hair, if they could sing, if they could mend, if they could do alterations, they could fix cars, if they could pick up trash. Whatever skill set they got, if they could do it with their hands, they'll never be broke. It's just thinking that this is all I need for now. No, don't ever think this is all I need for now. Think abundantly. Think bigger than what you have. Think that I want to be able to be very comfortable, not just comfortable. I want to be very comfortable. And like Miss Ellen, she called me. She said, I need that fabric, but I'm going to look for some sheets. I found her some sheets. She said, oh, guess what? I found some sheets in JCPenney's up here in Delaware. Okay? So think outside the box. She wasn't looking for a fabric store. She said, I'm going to get more fabric if I buy a sheet for the project she was working on. And she found the sheets. Okay. So what I'm saying is, when you want to do something and you see something, if you look for a fabric, say like these fabrics, I got all these 100 yards, right? Okay. You look for a fabric and you hoping it's going to be there next year. It's probably not. Fabrics that sell slow, they don't restock. Fabrics that sell a lot, they restock. Just think about it. If you have something that's not selling, are you going to keep making it? Are you going to keep wasting your eggs and stuff if they don't like the cornbread? If they don't like the sweet potato pie? You restock what you sell. When you sell, you say, oh, I got to get more. But at the same time, you got to have patience for it to be known and for it to be seen so you can sell it. So I don't want nobody on my channel. I mean, I can control it. I don't want nobody on my channel. Got the wrong thing, y'all. Going with a thimble. I want you going with your arms stretched wide. I don't even want you going to the beach with a bottle, with a water bottle. I want you going to the Creator. I want you to stretch your arms out wide. And I want you to say, I'm here. I'm going to take everything I got. I want to take everything you have for me. And when you ask for it, let me tell you something. Don't feel overwhelmed when you get it. If you ask for it and you got your arms stretched, say you want a $10,000 sale tomorrow. Those who are doing well. Say you want a $10,000 sale. If you get a $10,000 sale, don't get scared. He'll give you the strength to get to it. He'll give you, if he leads you to it, he will lead you through it. Remember that, right? If he leads you to it, he will lead you through it. Stay in control. Take short naps. Eat lightly. Stay alert. Everybody know you got a project to finish. You got to get some things done. Okay? But in the meantime, don't stop your side hustle. If you got a job, this is your side hustle. Your side hustle will outpay you on your job every single time because your time is structured. Now you got time to create, you got time to event, you got time to post, and then when those sales come in, they're gonna come in. So this is July, so that's why I gotta be like this. I gotta say, put some skin in it, y'all. You know how you get ready to pitch? You know what I mean? The batter. You gotta be ready. And if you're not ready, you can't wait until Christmas to get ready for Christmas. You have to wait you have to be 4 months ahead of whatever is coming up. 4 months ahead of planning, prepping, and logging it. You can't just log it in October. You can't just log it in November. You got to be all the way ahead. If you want the fruits of your labor to shine on you, you got to, what they say? Get ready so you don't have to, be ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Prepare for your blessing. Stop making excuses that you can't afford anything. You can afford, if you can listen to me, if you got a phone, you got money. If you got an ear and you got a sound mind, you got money. You can sell dirt. You can sell paint. You can sell toothbrushes. You can sell anything to create what you need to get where you need to be. Don't be ashamed if you're selling little small things for $1. This is my fundraiser. And when you get your fundraiser money, you go and you buy you some cloth or go buy some things that you need and you price it well so you can get paid and knit a profit, not just get paid, make a profit, make some money. And when you make that money, you go into another item you want to create. And when you keep creating and you keep creating, goodness gracious, think of yourself. Before I start answering the questions, think of yourself as a store. Think of yourself as a store, and a store has to have a lot of items. And when you have a lot of items in your store, everything doesn't sell at the same time. You have seasons for this and seasons for that and seasons for that. But at the same time, you got to have it stocked. And if you don't start stocking your store, you can't be blessed. So you have to go to the Creator with more than a thimble. You have to go with it. And when he see you, he's going to send the floodgates for you. And you're going to make it beyond measure. You're going to make it beyond. You only need a little, all you need is a needle and thread. And if you're blessed with that, you can get a sewing machine. And all a sewing machine got to do is one stitch. Because if it only make one stitch, you can do a blind stitch. And you just got to work at it. You got to work at it. Put 2 or 3 hours in a day. And before you know it, you're doing it. Prep your items. Take pictures of your items. Let's put those items up. Let's upload them. Let's make prices. Let's make colors. Let's make sizes. And when we do this, man, I'm telling you, you're going to say, I wish I'd have knew her before then because now I got so much business. Then you can hire someone. And when you hire people, guess what? Don't overpay because they may not last. If you get people, excuse me here, if you get people and you overpay them, they'll make enough money and then they'll leave. Even if it's your family member. Well, I made $100. I'm okay. I don't need nothing else today. No, I'm all right. You can't overpay. When you overpay, you do yourself a disjustice because you got all this work and you got this work because you want to pay somebody and now they don't want to work. Now you got to get all this job done and you have to finish the job because, excuse me, that's my little piece for my, I told y'all this live. This for my wreath I'm making. But when you get someone that you have, just expect turnover. Expect turnover. So if you expect turnover, you don't feel bad when they don't show up. You don't feel bad if they get busy or they got to move on. Okay. So I want you to know, do not take it personal. What I'm saying tonight, I'm saying it because I want you to grow immensely. I want you to grow. So don't take it personal. Take it like she wants me to succeed beyond my measure. She's not talking down to me. She's not talking at me. She's talking with me. This is a team, right? This is a team. It takes us all to know our shortcomings. It takes us all to know that we can do better. When we do better, we get better. When we get better, we give better. When we give better, we make better choices. We make more money. We can do things better. So if you see something that you like, invest in that. Slow down, make the craft. I know some of you say, well, I just keep buying fabric. I don't know. Buy your fabric, start prepping your items, put them on a hanger. They don't have to be finished. Make one. Do you have to make all 20 items at one time? No, but have the inventory to make it. So if you got the inventory to make it, you're going to make it. And even if you have a small space, condense it, fold it. So when it sells, you can do it. But if you're not going to get coaching, this is the hard part. If you're not going to get coaching, do not do what I just said. I said that. If you're not going to get coaching, because what's going to happen, you're going to make all this stuff. You're not going to be guided right. You may not price it right. And you will not be on the channels where everybody can get it. Now, some of you say, well, I'm going to go do festivals. You can do festivals. But when you pay for the hotel, the gas, the booth fee, the assistants, setting it up, breaking down, not knowing that they're going to put you in the right spot, not knowing who's going to come. You don't have a clientele, so nobody's looking for you. Nobody knows you. They just happen to see you. They don't know what you have. They don't know what you sell. They don't know the price. You wasting your time. When you go, do you know when you go to a festival, you're mostly just marketing? When you go to a festival, a trade show, a church convention, you're mostly just marketing. When you show your stuff on Facebook and Instagram, you are marketing. When you go and you set yourself up properly, that's when you are selling. Like, for instance, if you do a festival and you see State Farms there, do State Farms think you're going to buy insurance at the festival? No, you're going to ask questions. They're going to give you answers. They're going to give you a brochure. You'll call them later, right? So when you do that, they just marketing themselves. So when you think of, I didn't make no money. I was at that show all day. I didn't make no money. They didn't know you. They didn't know what you had. They didn't have any money. It wasn't their payday. You know what I mean? It wasn't their size. It wasn't their color. And then if you don't have a business card and can't accommodate all their things, it's going to be a bust. I paid $500 for the booth. I paid $500 for hotel and travel expenses. I made all this stuff, and I might have made $100. Now, once you keep doing those shows, you're going to build a clientele. You're going to start making money. But guess what's going to happen? They're going to call you before the show, because when they go to the show, they got to pay a registration fee. Their registration fee might be $300 or $400. Then they got to pay for their hotel. They got to pay for their food. They got to pay all their expenses. So it's a expense to you. It's an expense to them. They may have a couple $100 left or $1,000 left, and then they'll share it with you. But if you're not going to get the coach and everything that I'm saying to get you to tens of thousands of dollars a month, it's not going to work. And I can say that honestly, you're not going to find the kind of clients you want around your house. You might do a show and you sell out, but will you sell out again? Probably not. Things have changed. But if you make that same outfit, I've been making this same outfit for 10 years and it's still selling. I've been making these same hats for 10 years and they still selling. Okay. This right here, 10 years, still selling. Hat, 10 years, it's still selling. So what has to happen is, think about it like this before I take your questions. Think about the car you drive. If you drive a car, you have a car. Think about the tires on your car. If you call and say, I got RW, da 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 da, size 30, PSI 34 pounds. If you call any station, any tire station, excuse me, I guarantee you they got your tire size. It would be rare that you call someone and they don't have your tire size. If they don't have your tire size, they're gonna say, bring it in. You pay for you bring it in, bring your car in. We're gonna order the tires from the warehouse. They'll be here at 3 o'clock. We'll have you out by the end of the day. They got some skin in it, right? They're connected with other warehouses. So they all can pull from different warehouses, different tire companies, know what's in that city, and they all can pull for that warehouse. They're going to bring those tires there. You're going to pay for those tires. That's why I said you got to think of yourself as a store. And when you think of yourself as a store, you will win every time. You won't go for one slice of bread. You'll go for the whole loaf. You won't go for one bottle of water. You'll go for the 40 pack. And then you'll go for 240 packs. Then you go for 540 packs. Okay. And that's what you do. Because when you give somebody a glass of water or a bottle of water when they come, and you have them a nice chair to sit in when they come in, and I'm not saying don't do booths. They're going to say, okay, this is the person I want to do with. They value my time, they value my body, and they value my money. So how many do you take checks? No. Do you take debit cards? Yes. Do you take credit cards? Yes. And you'll get your money. So I'm here to help you. I'm not here to criticize you. I'm here to grow you. I'm here to make you the best you. I'm here to make you your own business, your own shop. And the only thing you're missing is the mindset that I can do it. I can do it now. I'm going to get me some business credit. I'm going to get me some business credit accounts, because your personal account can only go so far. So it's like you just scrape off of that favorite movie, or you scrape off of that little chair, or you scrape off of that little extra something you want to drink. You take all that and you go buy something and you turn that's capitalism. You turn something into something better, and you turn something better into something great. And then you turn something great to something amazing. And then you turn something amazing to, oh my God, I never thought this could happen. And that's what it takes. But if you say, oh, me, no, I'm fine right here. Okay, wait till next year. Like that, like my manager said, girl, gas went up 30 cents since last night. Girl, this happened since yesterday. We don't know what's about to happen. But if we keep working our gift, we're going to be prepared. All right? Okay. Okay. I'm going to do this. I know y'all want to go, but I'm going to do this real quick because I see somebody talking. I'm going to call her right now. I'm going to see if she answered the phone. I'm going to see if she answers the phone. Okay, you don't know who I'm calling, but if your phone is ringing, that's me. So how you doing, Miss Constance? So what are you saying to the audience tonight?
Say it again, please.
I said, what are you saying to our live audience tonight?
Said that I'm sitting here and I'm doing great. Let me turn my TV down.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
turn the TV down.
She's gonna turn her TV down, everybody, and then I'm gonna answer your questions. I just want her to say what she's experienced with the late night calls.
Yes, I'm sitting here sewing, and I am absolutely doing great.
So what do you think about the coaching so far?
Just say is jump on board because learned so much just by talking to her yesterday. I, I was blown away for what she had told me, and I was doing something totally different in my business and wasn't really making any money. So I encourage you all to jump on board with Miss Evelyn because she's not going to keep anything away from none of us because she really wants to help us to get to that millionaire status.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, and I will look forward to seeing your progress. And I'm gonna answer some questions. Let everybody go do back to sewing. Okay. Okay, so that was Constance, and we shared some things, and I told her a lot of things that she was doing that she could avoid a lot of mistakes. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna answer these questions. This is Cynthia Brewer. She says she definitely needs help. The number is 407-590-8767. 407-590-8767. I do have payment plans. The cost for coaching is $1,500, and we do payment plans. Okay. Okay, Victoria is calling from Chi-Town where they got the new museum or center for Obama. All right, Victoria, thank you for coming on tonight. um this is Cynthia Brewer. Oh, that blue is the bomb. Okay, thank you, Miss Brewer. This is the bomb. We got Wind Sprinter. She's here from Maryland. Hello. And then we got Damalja. I hope I said that right. I love seeing your messages. Thank you so much. She said, good evening, Miss Evelyn and the boot campers. That's right. This is a boot camp course. On Thursday night, we get into it, right? Thursday nights when we do live, we're not worried about, people feelings. We get into it because sometimes you got to hear it like it is so you can get motivated, right? So that's what we're here for. Um, She asked me, does the royal blue come in green? I'm gonna tell you something about the fabrics that I have. I can get them made in any color you want. So if you want some fabric and you want at least 12 or 15 yards, I'll get it in any color that you want. So don't worry about that. But I will look to see if they have it in green for you. We got somebody here from Maryland. We got let's see, Miss Bernice is here from ATL. She says, good evening, everybody. Yes, I am your coach. If you ever need a coach, I am the coach. Okay. And the reason you need a coach is because a coach pulls out the best in you. A coach is somebody that sees what you're doing and know you're going the wrong way, but you got the skill set. And they know you got the tenacity. Remember that word, tenacity. Tenacity means you got what it takes to make it work. And sometimes in life, we think we've been doing it for so many years, we okay. But we just got to line it up the right way. So I take that wholeheartedly when you say coach, because I want to see what you're doing and I want to get you there. And once like I said, when you pay attention, right? When you pay attention. Trust me. It's Angela Hamilton. Thank you, Miss St. Louis. Look at St. Louis is in the house. Thank you from St. Louis. Okay, we got Miss Bernie said we need 14 more like you. Now, look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have subscribed to the channel, become a member. And then once you become a member, become an active member. I mean, Put your name, put where you're from. Tell everybody hello. Tell everybody hey, because these people that are on all the time, they want to say, well, who is here? You got someone from Chicago. You got someone from St. Louis. You got someone from Maryland. You got someone from South Carolina. So we want to say, hey, where we are around the world. That's Miss Miriam. Miss Miriam is Miss Miriam is she cooking. Okay, Mary Jones says stop putting limits on yourself. I hear you. You know what? I never knew I could ride a motorcycle. And I never knew I could ride around the world. And then my husband rode all the way to Alaska. We had cars, but it made us strong. It made us see how we came so far as African Americans. Places we could never afford in a car, but we could afford it on two wheels. So never put limits on yourself. Don't say you can't do it. Even if you take an order and the order seems big, say, how much do you need by this time? Buy yourself some time. Don't put limits on yourself. Miss Mary Jones, do not put limits on yourself. Because believe it or not, we need more than we can imagine right now. And we're not going to put limits on ourselves. Okay, Lumen Laser, she said, hello for the boot campers. Blessings, how you doing? She says, watching in the sun, watching in South Carolina. Okay. Lumen Laser said, don't forget to thumbs up on the video. Yes, if you give us a thumbs up, so we can know that everybody appreciate it. You know what I mean? You know, when you have a game, they have cheerleaders. The cheerleaders get the crowd involved. The crowd get the players involved. So your thumb up is the cheerleader. So give us a thumbs up. Angela Hamilton says she's stirring up my gift. Yes, I am. Like a pot of neck bones. I'm stirring up your gift. Constance says, yes, we are always profiling, especially African Americans, because what we see. Excuse me. Thank you. Weston's Constance. Thank you. Bernice says, Thompson, she says, welcome. Denise is a new member. Yes, she is. Miss Denise, we're calling your name loud. We want you to know you're a part of a great family of entrepreneurs, business owners, creators, marketers. I mean, what you see, what you get. We do it all. Yes, thank you. I did deserve that. Thank you for all the wonderful wishes for my birthday. I appreciate that. We got somebody from Mississippi. Okay, this is Miss Mildred Desserts. Miss Mildred, she's a baker too. Miriam, you got another baker on here. She said, I remember that when I was a child growing up in Mississippi, the church that I went to had a burial fund for the congrats. You didn't have to worry about GoFundMe for anything. And that is so true. When you go back and look at your history and you see how everybody made it out. The most valuable person in slavery was a person that could sew. Sewers bought their freedom. They bought their parents' freedom. They bought land. They sewed without needle. They sewed without machine. They sewed with needle and thread. So if you can do something with your hands, you can make it happen. Okay, you saw the wild video. That is when you see these animals that's walking around. Look, in Florida, we have an alligator in every body of water. Every body of water. They said if you see a body of water, you got. Okay, Texas have alligators too. Wow, I didn't know that. Texas has Cynthia Brewer. She said they have alligators there. Okay, Cynthia Brewer said make 10 of those. We're going from making 10 to making 20. That means that you have the capacity to make, look, last week and past, I've been telling you what was told and taught to me to make 10 items, have the capacity of making 10. If you make 10 now, you will be in a lower class once you start taking the boot camp. Make sure you have the ability to make 20, okay? And then you say, what happens if I make 20 and then they keep buying? Then you start slowly starting another color and you build them up to another color that's close to the same color, but keep it going. You know how you have jeans? They first was dark, then they made mid color, then they went light, then they went to somewhere in between. They didn't just go from blue jeans to nothing or blue jeans to white. They started blending the colors down, 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 or blending the colors up. And that's how you keep that same clientele. Because think about how many pair of blue jeans you have, how many pair of underwear you have, how many pair you have the same color. So think about that. Think of your store as a store that has inventory that can supply the demand. Think of that. Inventory to supply your demand. Okay, Miriam says she's ready to have 20. Okay, thank you, Miriam. Miriam says she's ready to have 20 items. Okay, I'm setting up my workshop to be able to batch sew each of the 20 items. Great. Great information. So happy that this is Mary Jones. She says, so happy that you had a wonderful week. Deserved birthday. Yes. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing people that never talk are talking. I love it. I love it. I'm seeing people that used to say hi. No, say something. Let your look. I want you to start asking questions that I can answer that other people like. These are most people that's that are talking. There are people who are paying for coaching. So I want you to ask a question so the other ones that are watching, our other boot camp members that are watching, can get that answer and can understand why it's so important. Like for instance, Constance was able to kill a lot of debt that she was doing for her business because she no longer needed it. And she's going to have more access to making more sales. Wasn't that something? She's like, oh my God, I don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for that. I know you don't have to pay for that. Now get a line of credit over here. Now go ask for a credit card. If they deny you, that's okay. You want to get in the loop. Then they're going to watch you. Then they're going to give you credit. Then they're going to give you. What if you had a $5,000 credit card? Wouldn't that make your business be better? Absolutely. Okay. If he leads you to it, he'll lead you through it. That's right. Okay, Miss Liz is on the phone. Liz is from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. Okay, Liz said everything creates a purpose. Think about it. Okay. This is Linda Brown. She said, I agree with Miriam's. Thanks, Evelyn, for constructive criticism. Yes, I am here. Look, we don't step on nobody's toes. And if we do, we say, out, excuse me. Okay. I remember when I was in New York. I'm from the South, and we very polite. How you doing? Excuse me. Okay, when you in New York and you trying to find out what you want to eat off the menu, guess what they do? They step in front of you. They got to go. So if I step on your toes, that means I'm stepping in front of you. Come on, let's go. Then Harriet Tubman say, I would have freed more if only they knew they was a slave. You know what that means? That means that 9-to-5 job that you have. And you doing it. And I remember I told you I love my job, but I was so tired. I was so wore out. Then I realized, whoa, if I work for myself, it's more work. But guess what? It's more rewarding. I don't have to ask for a day off. I don't have to ask for my birthday off. I don't have to ask for holiday or this off and that off. I have control of my destiny. And that's what you're going to have. You're going to have control of your if you hold on to your gift like a ram with the horns, if you hold on to your gift, you can't do nothing but succeed. Okay, let's see if we got to the end. I think I got one more person down here. Okay, we're going to close out with Miriam, and she's saying it's great to know that you can get the fabric in any color. Yes, we can have the fabric in any color. Okay, this is Miriam again. She's saying I agree with Miss Constance. Miss Evelyn has given me valuable advice, and it's definitely worth the investment. Yes, and what it is that the money that you're spending on the coaching, if you wanted me for an hour, it would be $125 an hour. If you said, Miss Evelyn, I don't want coaching, I just want to talk to you. If you want to talk to me for an hour, 407-590-8767. It's $125 per hour. That's if you just want a general conversation about something. But if you get the coaching, you're gonna be talking to me for a lot of hours. You know what I mean? I have a package because I have a worksheet. But once I see your text and I see you're in the ditch, I'm going to pick up that phone. I'm going to call you and get you out that ditch. If I see that you really, really trying to, I need to know this. Where do I go here? I'm hating. What I remember say, I hate to bother you, not bothering me. I work late. That doesn't mean I'm always looking at my phone because I'm away from the devices. But if I'm near that phone and I see someone is struggling with something and I see you trying to figure this thing out and you're saying, well, what do I do with this? And how does that do? Then I tell you, okay, you got it. Be patient. Make sure you put all the information in exactly right. Because if you put it exactly right, guess what? It's going to be read by a computer, which is artificial intelligence. Everything you're doing is artificial intelligence. I'm real in a real store in real time, really at work after a 12-hour shift. I'm at work, okay? Now, when you put your information in, this is for everybody. If you never get coaching from me ever, take this advice. Whatever you put in, you got to do it the same way. If it's a space, leave a space. If it's a hyphen, leave a hyphen. If it's upper and lower, and because everything now is being read by a computer. And if it's wrong, it's going to be denied. If you put your name, if you spell your name and you put a space or two spaces, it's going to read them two spaces and it's going to deny you. So when I coach, I say, look, let's see where you are. Let's verify it 4 times and make sure it's right. And then submit it. It's going to tell you 3 days. I'm going to tell you, it's going to come back within a day. Miss Evelyn, it came back in 6 hours. Okay, I'm telling you because I do it. I'm telling you because I've done it. I'm telling you because I know what works. I know what don't work. And if you're on the team, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. And then we're going to pull people up because we're going to have a generation of people that need a job. And isn't it great to have new owners and new factories and having more? The more we buy, the better the price. That's why I say when you order, if you order any fabric, if you done bought, I'm going to even tell you this. If you have spent $300 with me, if you have bought $300 worth of merchandise with me, I will go back to the old price of $1,200. That means if you're buying supplies, if you're buying things from me, I will use that as a credit to get you coaching because it's really not that hard. If you can get $100 a day, you can get $200 a day. You can get $300 a day. Go ahead and pay for it and let's do this thing and get ready because look, I'd be surprised when I put stuff out. I'm the top dog, right? I don't want to be the top dog. I want to see some competition. Because when I'm the top dog, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start copying me. They're going to start making a replica. They're going to start making something cheaper. They're going to start making something faster. And then I got to raise my price and show quality. I want to always, you should always have competition. And then I need you guys to come on board, put your items up there, make them dog outfits. Y'all don't know. People love their pets. I'm one of them. Make them dog outfits. Nobody can do it like you. Make them hats. Make them scarves. Make the jewelry. You know what I mean? I made $1,000 last weekend playing with some jewelry. 5 different people. They spending $200-$300 on jewelry. So you gotta get in it. Get your business credit. And then you won't be scared about making money. Because if you make money, you're going to spend money. If you spend money, you're going to make more money, right? So if you make money, you're going to spend it. If you spend it, you should be right over here. Get your personal credit away from your business credit. You got $1,000 lined up. Okay, this is what I'm buying $1,000. Then you take that money and you flip it. It's just like an egg. You can take one egg and make an egg sandwich. And an egg sandwich, it costs you, say you get $2 for an egg sandwich, right? Egg and mayonnaise. You want to scramble? You want to roast it? You want to put a little cayenne pepper? However you want it. Egg and 2 slices of bread. Sell breakfast, $2. You got a whole loaf of bread and a whole carton of eggs. And them eggs, now they going down about $3 a dozen. They cheap right now. So you just imagine, you got a dozen eggs that you can make $24. 2 times 12, $24. And you can keep making, and then you can add lettuce and this and that. So what I'm saying is it's so easy to create wealth. but we put limits on ourselves. And when you put limits on yourself, you can't do it. All right. I hear the security and the manager of the store saying, get off. It's time to go home. I love you guys. If you want fabric, you know what to do. Buy some fabric. Feel the fabric. And I'm going to tell you something about this fabric. You'll never go broke. You will never be broke if you start getting into your specialty fabrics and you start making your items. You will not be broke. You will not be able to keep up. And that's a good thing to have, because when you can't keep up, you can hire people. When you hire people, be firm with it. And when you firm with them, they don't do, let them go. If they don't work out the way you want, let them go. Let them go. Just keep moving. Because you can do a solo, but at a point, you're going to need help. But then you can get you some real help. So let's do this thing, y'all. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know what? I want some good stories because I read your texts and I share them. I share them with you. I combine them all together and I bring you to live. They do want me to do a 30-day live, 30-day YouTube. I'm not really ready for 30 days in a row, but I'm thinking about it. They want me to, can you do one every day for 30 days? Let's see. Let's see how our boot camp go, because you're more important right now. Take care. Good night. Love you all. Bye-bye.